In this video, I'm going to be teaching you where to find local and global grant opportunities. I'm going to teach you how to craft a compelling pitch application. We're also going to talk about the essential documents you need available for your business before you can apply for certain grant opportunities, as well as proven strategies and tips to increase your success rate. So stay tuned as we dive right in. Grant funding can be a game changer for your business. It requires strategy, it requires proper preparation, and it requires patience and persistence. You see, grants are free money that do not require repayment, but the competition is really tough. So you have to be well prepared and persistent in your application for certain grants that you'd like to grab. To succeed, you must know where to find grant opportunities. You must have all your complete documents and be able to craft a compelling application and pitch. If you're looking for global grant opportunities, there are certain platforms that I check when I want to look for available grants in my space. So I'm in the food industry. We're also, in the food processing, food security, climate change. There are certain tags that you want to look at your business to say, where does my business serve? Which of the SDG goals do we play in that we can leverage such opportunities when they come? So if you're looking at global grants, you want to check grants.gov, you want to check opportunity desk, you want to check opportunity tracker, you would want to also check MSME Africa. These are certain platforms that will show you grant opportunities that are available. You could also look at the United Nations Development Programs. You also have Google for Startup Black Founders Fund. There are also opportunities with MasterCard Foundation grants. So these are certain grants that you can find online and see if what you're doing aligns with what they require for that grant opportunity, and then you apply for it. Then for Nigerian specific grants, there are so many grants available in Nigeria for business owners. I mean, they are countless. Top of my head, I know the Biodun and Ibekule Foundation. I know the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I know the Bank of Industry. I know LSETF. I know Africa Development Bank. So there are so many of them. I can also leave them in the description box. But of course, you can go to MSME Africa and search for these grant opportunities, or click on MSME Africa website. You'll see tons of opportunities and you'll be able to find grants that are suitable for your business. With so many funding sources available, there's the possibility of scammers coming out to put up links that are untrue. You have to be sure to check the source of the link, verify the grant providers and their track record. You have to see if they're asking for a processing fee. Most legit grants will never ask you to pay a processing fee for them to, process your grant opportunities. All you just have to do is apply for free. You can also check for testimonials of past founders. For example, you are looking at a grant that says, oh, we are giving $5,000 to so and so entrepreneurs. Go back online, go to Google, search for that particular grant from the previous year and check the people that got the grants. Are these legit people? Go and search those people on LinkedIn, on Instagram, check their businesses and see if there are testimonials to these. Obviously, you would even find these on Google directly. So you have to do your research. You have to do your research so you don't fall prey to scammers. Now that is out of the way, we're going to talk about the key documents that you need for your grant application. The first most important is your business registration document. Most grant providers or most institutions will first ask you if you have a business or an organization running. Either you are a for-profit, you're a social enterprise, or you're an NGO. They would want to first know if you're established in your home country and if you are legit, because there are a lot of people too on the other end that also want to take this free money without implementing or using it for the right reasons. So you have to ensure your business documents are ready, your CAC certification, your tax identification number. It's very easy to get all of these things, as well as your business licenses or permits. For example, you're in the food business, you want to have your NAFDAC certification ready, you want to have your food safety certification available, so all of these documents will help prove your legibility for certain grants. Now, the next will be your business plan, business canvas, or your proposal. For some grants, you may be required to submit a business plan that talks about your business, your financial, your milestones, what you plan to do, how you plan to serve your customers, where the company is going, because your business plan really will guide your journey to say, this is the future of this company for the next 5 years. And mind you, your business plan can always be updated year on year. It can be updated every 3 years, can be updated every 5 years. But your business plan should be an updated document talking about your business and the future it has for growth. So also in your business proposal, at times you need to include the reason you want the grant, how it will help your business, your market research, your competitive analysis, and projected impact from the grant. So if you're taking a $10,000 grant, how is this going to impact your economy, your community, your work? How is that impact measurable? You have to put all of this into consideration when you're creating your business proposal, because it will go a long way in deciding if you're actually fit for this grant. Next will be your pitch deck. So this is my best part here, pitch deck, because for one, I create pitch deck for organizations, and I have recorded success rate of over 80% for everyone I have done their pitch deck and business plans for. So if you're looking to do a pitch deck or a business plan or a business proposal, you can reach out to me at tamscademy@gmail.com. I'll leave this information in the description box. You can always find it there. So a pitch deck is a summary of your business plan. That's the basic description of what a pitch deck is. It talks about the problem you're solving, the market size of that problem, your solution, your competitive advantage, your value proposition. It talks about your financials, projection, past financials. It talks about your amazing team members. It talks about your impact, your traction so far. It also talks about your use of funds and the impact of funds. So just imagine that you have a 10-slide document that talks about all of these amazing things without having to scroll through 40 pages of a business plan. Remember, not all organizations might ask for a business plan. Most of them would definitely ask you for a pitch deck, because it is a comprehensive summary. So, comprehensive summary of your business plan that they can scroll through 10 to 15, presentation slides, and this will help go a long way. So in creating your pitch deck, these are very important information that you need to note. First, your pitch deck must not be too wordy. You must not put so many images at so many, in a slide at so many places. Your text should be aligned. Justify your text. Do not write everywhere. Let your pitch deck not be too colorful. It should be calm and cool. It should not be a deck that once it's presented, they're already squinting their eyes like, oof, like, what's this, right? So you'd want to make your pitch deck very simple, very straight to the point, and meaningful. So these are things that would help you when creating your pitch deck. For designing your deck, my best friend is Canva. I'm a Canva girl. So I go to Canva, check for presentation templates, and see the one that I can work with or create from scratch. You have all the tools, all the resources, and it's free. If you have a pro account like me, you enjoy even lots more benefits with the pro features. So yes, create your pitch deck today and see yourself winning so many grants. Another essential document to also note is your CV. Some international organizations, hear me, some international organizations will require the CV of the founder, the co-founder, or the key management, personnel. So your CV must be strong. If someone is managing your food production, or someone is managing inventory or your finance, the person needs to have a strong background in accounting or a knowledge in certain the field the person is. So you need to provide traction of the individual, your key management personnel in your CV. So this is an important document, especially for international grants. Then some organizations would also request for letter of recommendation. This is why it is good to be good. It is good to be good. Serve people from the place of value. Do not serve because you expect something in return. Why is this? I mean, in the future, you're applying for a grant and you need someone to recommend you or refer you. These people are your first two that would go beyond, that will go above and beyond in providing you recommendations that will ensure that you get the certain grants that you are applying for. So it's ensure that for every letter of recommendation from you have to get endorsement from your mentors, from your business partners, from past investors. That is, you have to just be good on your journey. Look at what you're doing. Am I doing the right thing? Do I need to change the way I'm operating? Do I need to do this and that? Who do I need to serve better, to learn more from? Who can I be of value to? Because they can be of value to you as well in the future. So these are things that you'd also want to consider. The next would be your impact statement. You have to explain. You have to explain how positively you're going to impact your community from the grants and the programs you're applying for. What is the impact? Are you going to provide more job opportunities? You're providing gainful employment. Are you going to reduce environmental degradation, environmental pollution, greenhouse gases? Are you going to be reducing mortality rate? Are you providing access to free education? Are you reducing crime rates in your community? The overall we're talking about is what is it you are doing and what's the impact on your community. Simply what that impact statement is talking about. And top organizations that are giving serious grants would want to know the impact of this funding so they can also measure the impact from their point of KPIs to say, this is what we are giving this is who we are giving this funding to, this is what you are going to do, this is the total number of people that will be impacted by this. Yes, we are making progress. So they can track and measure progress as as you take on your own activities in your home country. Here is a pro tip. Start gathering all of these documents, start gathering all of this information ahead, and just create a folder on your computer to say my application document. Create a folder, start saving all of these application documents there, because there are some grants that you see the grants that you fit in the criteria, and then you open and you see there's a list of application documents to submit. If you already have these documents in your folder, it's easy to just pick, you can make a fine edit for it and submit. Pick, submit. It's going to make your life so much easier. What I do is at the end of the year, I always review my document, especially my pitch deck, because obviously my finances have increased for the year. I have made more impact. I have done more sales. I have reached out to more customers. I have reached out to more communities. So I would update my pitch document. I will update my financials, update my impact, update my solution, my target market. If we're looking to increase, I will change my milestone, review all the key milestones that we want to reach, and it just makes a whole lot of sense, because for the next year when I'm applying for these grant opportunities, I can easily take documents from where I've stored it in the folder and apply for them. Also remember to always change the name on the document to the name of the grant you're applying for. So for example, you applied to Tony Lumelu Foundation last year. If you're applying to another organization for this year, you need to go to that folder and change the name to Pitch Deck for Roddenberry, Pitch Deck for Globus, pitch deck for World Bank, pitch deck for IFC, like that. So do not submit a generic name. So we can say, oh, 07 Foods pitch deck for AFDB, 07 Foods pitch deck for AFC, like that. Make your deck seem more focused and targeted to them, to the organizers themselves. Whew, I hope this is making sense as we are diving right to how to ace your pitch. Winning grant is not as easy as we are just saying. I mean, I'm saying all these things, but it is not easy, right? So it's not just about filling forms. It's not just about submitting applications. It's about convincing the funders that you are qualified. It's about saying your business is the right investment. That's the word. It's telling your funders that my company is the right investment. My organization is the right investment for these grants. And it goes a long way, because whether you're going through a written application or a live pitch, you must be able to tell a compelling story and back it up with data. You must always have data available to back up your story, your pitch, and all of that. Here are key elements to a winning pitch. First is to tell a powerful story. Investors and grant providers actually connect with businesses that have a strong, relatable story. For example, while I pitched, so my story then was I almost lost my child to food poisoning due to adulterated food in the open market. She was just 8 months old. This led to research and birthed 07 Foods. That was my strong opening. I almost lost my child. That is terrific. And this is true story. This is not a made up story. So you don't have to make up a story. It might not even be your story. It could be from data, it could be from research. For example, you could say, do you know that by 2030, 50% of Nigerian women would have cervical cancer? Ha! They want to know what you're saying. But you have to have data to back up your story. So if you say that, you say, according to World Health Organization, the whatever in the food that is being consumed by West Africans, especially Nigeria, contains blah 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 that can lead to this and this. We have a target market of over 5 million women in this region that are faced with this challenge. To contribute to solving this problem, we have created a solution that does this, and this. Now I've talked about the problem, I've talked about the target market, and I've talked about the solution. See, you can make your presentation in 1 minute. You can make your presentation in 3 minutes and you will kick it off. You will do amazingly well, right? So these are things that you'd want to look at. A powerful story. Instead of just saying we sell organic food, you can say we provide affordable, chemical-free food to over 10,000 families, reducing health risk and supporting local farmers. So this is an example of a strong opening as well. So find what you are doing. How can you craft a strong opening or tell a powerful story? But also ensure that in your storytelling aligns from the top to the bottom. You do not start with we provide 10,000 families access to safe food, blah, blah, blah. And then you now go to the middle and say, and we're also providing toilet roll and toiletries. Stick to one story. For your pitch presentation, always ensure to stick to one story. It helps your story align. They can pick it, they can work with you from the beginning of your journey down to the end without being distracted. So here's how it works. When you come up to tell your pitch story, the energy level is this. If your opening statement is weak, their battery level goes down and it keeps going down. They become disengaged. Some people start fibbling on books, some people start scribbling on notes. They start doing other things, trying to keep themselves active, right? Another thing might even be your deck being too wordy. So instead of them to listen to you, they'll be reading your slide instead of listening to you telling that story. So always ensure that your story is uniform from the start to the end. Your slide is not too wordy, so you keep their attention. We want to ensure that we maintain their battery level from the beginning of our pitch to the end of our pitch. The second is to show sustainability and scalability. Most funders want to see how sustainable is this your business? How scalable is it? Can you replicate this business in many places if you have the opportunity to? Is it sustainable? Can it last? Can it stand the test of time? Funders actually want to know if your business can grow beyond that initial grant funding. You want to explain your revenue model here. You want to explain your long-term vision. You want to tell them that, yes, your business can be sustainable even after that grant funding. It is not a business that after the grant is being disbursed and all the works are implemented, the business is on pause. They want to see that that business can thrive, it's sustainable, and it can generate more revenue on its own. So is your business sustainable? Ask yourself that. The next is to be specific about your grant usage. So please do not be vague. Avoid vague statements like we need funding for marketing. No, they don't know what amount do you want to use for marketing, what type of marketing you want to go for. So instead, you would say we will allocate $10,000 to social media ads, community outreach, and influencer marketing, to increase sales by 50%, to increase sales by 70%. What is the use of the fund? And what is the impact from that use? Break it down. Be specific. It helps them decide, okay, if they are giving 10 people $100,000, It is not some grants, they don't give everybody $10,000 each, right? They'll give some people 5,000, they'll give some people 20,000, they'll give some people 3,000 according to your ask and use of funds. So you have to be very specific in your usage of funds. Next is you need to demonstrate strong financial planning. For some small business owners, you might not have that capacity or understanding to do all of these. Get a consultant that can do your financial projections for you, show you where your business currently is and where you're going to financially. So whether they want to understand your numbers, you have to break down your funding request into clear categories. For example, product development, how much salaries, cost for operations, assets acquisition. You need to have somebody do a financial model analysis for you. This is just my best advice. Get somebody that is a strong point in, or a consultant, to do a financial model for you so that you understand all of this information, and it will help the funders also understand where you are and where you're going to. It also kind of shows them sustainability, if you ask me. The next will be confident and authentic. See, they can see fear. It's okay to be nervous. Trust me, I have been on so many pitch platforms, and before I start pitching, I'm shaky. I've prepared though. I've done a lot of preparation. In fact, I have taken my time to review the people that are funding. If it's a live pitch, I've reviewed the judges. I try to make my research. I say, what is their key points? What are they more focused on? On a panel, there are different people. Trust me, there is somebody that is from maybe KPMG that is good on finances. There is somebody that is on sustainability. There's someone that is focused on women empowerment, youth employment. You need to ensure that your pitch carries all of them along. You can be pitching to say your impact is creating more employment, your impact is improving the well-being of women in this community. Your financials will be showing a strong standing from the point of profitability, reduction of overheads. You could also now look at environment. Your business is reducing environmental waste through this process. You have combined all the judges together. They can easily make a decision on your business. So I've been on grand platform. Understand over time that you need to do your research. It is not somebody's job to research for you. You don't just go to a grant pitch unprepared. It is very wrong. So this is me advising you today. Please ensure to stay confident, be authentic, stand in front of a mirror, do your pitch or timed without number. Keep practicing, keep pitching. You can also look at your family and friends. If you have someone at home, your friend, just say, oh, your spouse, your mom, your dad, and you say, please review my pitch. Pitch to them again and again and refine your pitch. Keep refining your pitch. There are some pitch that will say no more than 3 minutes. If you're not well prepared, you go to the stage, you flop. Because by 3 minutes, you're still talking about competitive advantage. And another problem is a lot of people dwell on the problem statement. Say the problem statement, move on to other important things. But you will sit on that problem statement like it's a full bowl of chicken. You dwell so much on the problem statement. This year, change. This year, change. When you talk about the problem statement, move ahead to your target market or your solution, however you want to arrange your presentation. So whether you are submitting a written application or you're pitching live, confidence matters. Over promising or exaggerating your impact can backfire. Oh, it can backfire. What you can achieve is what you should state there. What your business can achieve is what you should state there. You're a growing business, you have 4 employees or you have 2 employees and you're running from a store. Then you're writing your impacts that you're impacting 1 million people with certain kind of products or your service, 1 million people. Which community are you? How many communities are you moving to? Are you going to still be with that 2 employees or you're going to hire more? So you need to be specific. We are going to be hiring 10 more people to join us. This is how many people are going to be reaching. This is what the funding will cover. Because yes, your funding can also cover salaries of volunteers. So do not over exaggerate your impact. Do not over promise what you cannot give or what you cannot deliver. Right? So you have to be honest. You have to be straightforward with what you can achieve with the funding. Now prepare for common questions. A lot of funders often ask questions that are generic, and we've seen this a lot. You can go to YouTube, you can check for Shark Tank, you can check Lion's Den, right? So you will find questions like, why should we invest in you instead of others? They also ask questions like, what is your long-term vision? What's the ROI of this investment? What is your impact in terms of value? They would also ask, how will you measure success if you receive this grant? Why should we choose you instead of this other person? They also ask questions like, what's your customer acquisition cost? There's a lot of questions. So depending on how you even present your pitch, they would ask you questions based on what you have said to them. This is why you have to ensure that your pitch deck is visually communicating. You can use infographics, you can use charts, you can use data to communicate, you know, your work. You can use real life case studies. For example, maybe you've done an outreach work, you've done so and so research personally. You can use images from that work or data from that work. So it's a real life case study to present your work. Keep your slides clean and professional. So when they're asking for these questions, you can practice these questions over and over again. You can practice these questions so that you do not feel so much pressure when the question comes to you like that. Yes, right? So always ensure that you go through the questions, you go through your pitch presentation with someone. You can do it in front of a mirror, and then you do your video and you say your pitch time and time again. So by doing this, you understand that okay, you're working with 3 minutes. If you're working with 3 minutes, this is the 3 minutes I'm going to spend on doing so and so. So it helps you align your pitch to the time frame, and it helps you answer questions in a clear and concise manner. So I'm going to share a few tools and strategies that you can use for a winning grant application, and I wrote a few down here. So you see, securing a grant is a mix of research, preparation, and execution, right? So these tools that I'm going to share will help you streamline your application process, making it easier for you. The top of my list is the research and tracking tool. So we have, say you have Google Alert. So you could set up Google Alerts for certain opportunities in your country or internationally. You could also use Trello or Notion. Personally, I use Notion and it helps me a whole lot. So I use that to organize and track my application. So how I do it is go to the website of the application, check out the deadline, the requirement. Is my business fit, or is my organization fit for this grant? Can I apply for it? Do I need that funding right now? Check what their requirements are. So I put that information on my Notion board. I also put a deadline for me to submit aside from the deadline for the application. So that's like two deadlines now, but it keeps me on track. You can also have it saying, these are the documents that I need, these are the documents that I have right now. So it helps you say this and this is what I need, and this is what I can get. So get on to your Notion, your Trello, or you could even use Google Calendar. Talking about Google Calendar, your time management and productivity, Google Calendar helps me a lot. You can set deadlines for applications. You can also use focus work sessions to complete applications like the Pomodoro technique, right? Then for writing grants and applications effectively, you can use your Canva, you can use Grammarly, you can use word count. Canva, I already talked about how Canva can help you do your pitch decks, right? Great. Now, Grammarly can help you align your grammar and ensure to remove any error that might have occurred while you are writing your grant application. Now, for word count, there are some applications that would say in less than 300 words. They can say in less than 300 characters or not more than 300 characters. I want you to understand that characters and words are two different things. So, word counter would help you align your words to 300 characters or tell you if it is more than that, or 300 words and tell you if it is more than that. Networking and mentorship, you can check LinkedIn, you can check Twitter, or join entrepreneurial communities like MSME Africa, where they post grant opportunities every day. Every day, MSME Africa shares grant opportunities not only locally but also globally. You might want to join such communities. Woo! I hope you have gotten so much value. If you have, please leave a comment on what really stood out for you in this video. Please share to your family, your friend, your colleague, your fellow entrepreneur. Like this video and please subscribe to my channel. Winning grants really isn't about luck. You've seen all the processes that we've had to go through. Did you see anywhere I put luck will do this for you? No. it is not just about luck. Luck plays its role, we will not discount that, but it's about preparation, it's about persistence and strategic execution. You have to be strategic about what you're applying for. You have to put in the work. You have to ensure that you have all the right documents in place, and this will help you go a long way. When you follow these steps, the right tools, and you start applying for your grants, trust me, you are going to get grants to grow your business one step at a time. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Till then, I remain Tamara and I love you. Cheers to your business success. Bye.